What the?
What's going on, FA Nation? Welcome into the Fantasy Lineup NBA DFS podcast and live stream recording here for Wednesday's 11-game main slate. James, kind of an interesting NBA schedule this week. Only a couple of days with some big slates here Wednesday and Friday. We got 11 games here, and we have a lot of injury news already coming up for us here at the time of recording, which is great because we don't have to wait till roster lock for some of these big heavy hitters to get ruled out. Most notably, of course, we see Steph Curry ruled out for the Warriors already here. Anthony Davis left tonight's game with flu-like symptoms. We will see if AD is going to be active for their matchup against Toronto now, as they have a back-to-back there. We'll see if LeBron plays on the second night of a back-to-back as well. So some Lakers news, that something we will be waiting for, but at least them being in Toronto should be something that we get early enough. Bradley Beal is going to be out for the Wizards. He's going to miss about a week of action there. Brandon Ingram already ruled out, along with some of the usual suspects that we've already seen ruled out a few times. Andrew Wiggins is out. Ben Simmons is out. Chris Paul remains questionable. Probably not going to play. Miles Turner is questionable there. We know Halliburton's going to be out of this game, I think, as well, right? Or questionable?
I didn't think so. No, I
Questionable.
didn't think so. But
Okay.
I mean, why would they ever need Tyrese Halliburton again when they have Andrew Nembar?
True.
I mean,
It's true.
let's be real. Let's be real for a second.
So, anyways, those are some of the big names already out. There'll be more injury news, obviously, to come on Wednesday, but at least we do have some of the big names there already for this 11 games. James, you got any high totals for us here?
I would love to say yes. We have zero totals.
Zero totals. Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
there are nothing.
Win some,
Okay.
you lose some.
Oh, I just saw some. The only interesting spread that I see is Brooklyn's giving 10 to Charlotte at home. That doesn't really surprise me. Everything else is pretty standard. Yeah, that's it. No totals at this current.
No totals at this current time. Well, all right. You don't have them. You can't talk about them. So let's get into it. Go to point guard position there. As we mentioned, Steph Curry is already ruled out. John Moran is at 10-6 against the Thunder. SGA at 10-3 against Grizzlies. Should be a popular sort of game there to kind of target the point guards here. I believe you saw this matchup recently. SGA, not his best performance, just 6 of 18 shooting in that one there. John Morant in that game against the Thunder, he went for 46, nearly triple-double, 19, 11, and 7, only 5 of 20 shooting.
Yeah.
So the two star guards, not their best performances of the season, but still, I would imagine when this total gets released, this one would probably be one of the higher ones on the board.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. I was just looking at some things. They're middle of the road both teams middle of the road defensively. Memphis 14th, Oklahoma City 17th. Oklahoma City though is playing incredibly fast this year. They're 4th in pace. Lakers, Timberwolves, Pacers, only teams faster than them. Memphis is playing at the 13th fastest pace, so good pace up spot for Ja. I think SGA, honestly, lately, John, has kind of been hurt by, again, we said it. And I know he had 6 rebounds, 5 assists. But Josh Giddey's, emergence, kind of
I mean, look at those free throw attempts, though. Look at those free throw attempts.
Yeah,
so
no, he's
elite.
nuts. He's
So
nuts.
elite.
He's nuts.
Mhm.
I have no problem getting to either. Morant, I think, has the slightly better spot. Although I will say, I think OKC's won 4 in a row. 4 in a row. I mean, I know SGA sat out
They
a
won
couple of those games.
They won 3 of their last 5. So
SGA no 3 in a row because SGA sat out that Spurs game.
Oh yes,
that was the Giddey. We got Giddey chalk. So
Okay.
3 in a row. They've won 3 in a row. 11 and 13 in the year is very surprising. But I like them both. Can get to them both. I think both profile the best as tournament plays.
Not intentionally excluding Trae Young from that matchup there either. He goes into New York. We know the history there between Trae Young and the Knicks. He only played 28 minutes in that first meeting in New York this year. 7 of 22 shooting, had 37 fantasy points. So not the best performance. Atlanta ended up winning that game by 20 points as well. So a little bit of a blowout, keeping him off the floor for his usual 35 minutes here. Let us down, even with a double-double, only 41 fantasy points against the Thunder. Also a price up, right? He hasn't been over 10K in 5 games. Now he's at 10-1. Are you paying it for him?
Tournaments.
Okay.
Not touching it anywhere else but tournaments.
Fair enough. Let's go down below. Halliburton, if he's in, will play. We know this already. He's just a really good play. Whenever he's active, you get a good Minnesota matchup for him there as well. Talk to me about guys like Fox, Irving, Holiday, Clarkson. That whole mid-tier group here.
I think you and I both hopped on the De'Aaron Fox bandwagon, and we have since left this station and have not looked back. And I don't think at this price tag you can really get there. I think it's just a little too pricey for, this price tag was what he was when he was dominating, and then his price got over 9K, and we're like, well, he's been so good, but we just haven't seen that guy, so not going to get there. They said Simmons is back Friday, right? Or he's expected to return Friday.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, so we could still play Kyrie here. I think there's tournament upside at this mid 8K price. As long as his price is below 9K, I have interest because we just know the tournament appeal that Kyrie Irving has and just GPP winning upside he has. Drew Holiday in a great spot, and he's been tremendous again. He is ebb and flows of the season, but like with Chris Middleton, I mean, these last two games are both played with Chris Middleton, 9 assists, 10 assists. Yep. The scoring has been there. I mean, there's just nothing going wrong for Holiday. I think just the three of them on the floor together just open up so much for everybody, right? Because like Giannis also not missing a beat, and you would think like, oh, Chris Middleton, very high usage guy. Like, no, that hasn't been the case at all. So, love Holiday, and then it's like Clarkson. Conley's questionable, so like we're not paying $7,400 for Clarkson if Conley's back.
Correct.
Scotty Barnes, no shot. Giddey, I think, is fine for tournaments. We saw 55 with SGA on the floor.
He didn't. He went for 46 in this matchup.
With SGA on. So I think that's like viable. I think this lower 7K is very appealing.
You're usually a big McCollum guy, but last two games for him, where you're like, not shooting well. 5 for 22 from the floor. Minutes have been great. Maybe just Detroit's a good matchup to unlock him, or we're just going to keep playing Zion, right? And so, that is the Zion impact probably has a lot to do with it as well. I mean, 10, 11, and 11 shot attempts the last three games for McCollum is much lower than we're used to out of him.
Yeah, I mean, the first game back. First time I'm wondering if he had COVID and how bad it was because he did miss the 10 days, and like that's longer than normal than for like what it's been at least in today's COVID, as opposed to like 2 years ago COVID. 10 days would be like, no way this person's coming back in 10 days. They're out at least a month, right? Definitely Zion. The Alvarado game, is definitely a factor. Yeah. We said this earlier in the year, though. Like, he is not a 39% shooter, what he is this year. Right. He is not a sub 30% shooter like he was. And then we said this, and then he had a big game, one of those games. He shot the ball well and went for a bunch of fantasy points. Right. Like, this, I'm not going to, like, poo-poo him for a 2-game sample when we already know Brandon Ingram's out and potentially Herb Jones again.
Sure.
Is he out? Yeah, I guess Herb Jones they're saying is out. So, I'm going to get back to McCollum. The price is so appealing, and so is the matchup as well.
Sure. Good matchup for him. Detroit will be on a back-to-back here. Brunson against the Knicks is fine, too. Again, 72.
Against the Hawks.
Against the Hawks. He plays for the Knicks against the Hawks.
Did not get traded, no.
Yeah. 7,200 is a good price tag for him there. If everybody's out for the Lakers, I know we don't love playing against Toronto generally, but Westbrook at 65, could be by himself here and maybe appealing prospects for him. Yep. And then Jordan Poole will be your chalk. No Steph Curry. He'll start $6,500.
No Curry, no Wiggins, no Draymond. So it's all Jordan Poole all the time.
$6,500. He'll be in every lineup that's out there.
Yep.
I mean, if there is no Conley, do you get the Sexton at 57 here?
I mean, possibly. It's a good spot because who's out for Golden State. But I mean, the elephant in the room. We talked about it up top, right? Like let's play this out, right? If Halliburton's out, TJ McConnell's in, do you play Nembhard?
Yeah.
If they're
It's just a
both
big
out.
price bump for him. He's
Huge.
56 now.
Huge. But 56, but 38, 37, 64 fantasy points,
Sure.
right? Like upside still at this price.
I think
like,
I'm only playing if Halliburton's out because he's not going to have the assists if Halliburton's in. So
correct. And the pace is elite. This is a number 2 and number 3 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota is middle of the pack defensively, nothing special. Like, I think even if McConnell played, I would still play Nembhard because
they would start Nembhard over McConnell, I would imagine.
Yep.
So
I think so too.
Markelle Fultz played 32 minutes.
Dude, listen, I'm telling you, you and I, this is a secondary Orlando Magic podcast. I don't know. This is like a offshore. Like, we're RC Cola.
They fixed Markelle Fultz, right? It took him a year and a half, but they fixed him. So
partially fixed him. He hit 2 threes, right? So they 8
of 18 on the floor. Like, I'm here for it. So
I'm in.
5,200 against Eclipse, a spot that I don't mind here. We'll see who plays for Detroit. Sometimes back-to-backs, they sit some of these guys, so we'll see what happens in that spot. Monty Morris at love it all with no Bradley Beal?
Yeah, yes.
Right? He's going to at least run the offense, right? Like,
yeah, he could score. He's a good secondary scorer to Porzingis and Kuzma.
Who started without Beal? Was it Kispert?
Yeah, they were starting Kispert. Yeah.
Right, so we'll get to that, I guess, against Chicago. Jalen Noel, any thoughts here? 23 minutes the other day, 21 more points. McLaughlin's back, but he gets on the floor, he just fires, man. Like 28, 34, 38, 28 fantasy points. He's $4,500. Would you run him out there?
Yeah, I think it helped that Jaden McDaniels got in foul trouble, which, is typically something we can rely upon. Jaden McDaniels and foul trouble go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So
tournament play, I would imagine.
Tournaments only. You and I both love him for tournaments, but
for good reason. He's just out there.
No, it's crazy high usage guy. Crazy high usage.
If McConnell's in and Halliburton is out, I will consider. I will play McConnell 2 at 38, even if he doesn't start. I think that's fine there. What are your thoughts on Jordan McLaughlin? Because he is the one getting the run over Noel, at least initially. He's 3,500.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. He's just a very low usage guy. So we obviously have to, we're obviously thinking about that because he's not exactly going on the floor to take shots. So,
sure.
You can get there. I don't hate it.
Okay, just looking for some more value on a big slate. So.
No, it's definitely in play. I would say look at the Lakers too. We could play Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, right. If all those guys are out, yeah, for sure, those guys are gonna end up popping up for sure. And again, we'll know before 7:30 tip. So hopefully we'll know before lock. Are
we chasing the Jose Alvarado points 4,800?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay,
not at 48. Shooting guard spot here. Phoenix gets Boston in Phoenix. So
Chris Paul questionable. Officially listed questionable. That's the first time he's been questionable in
a little bit,
probably since the injury.
A little bit, yeah. It's just a really tough matchup. So for 10K for Booker, it'd be contrarian play there. Boston just like blowing everybody out. So
yeah, I think this is different. Like, I don't think they blow them out, but like you're right, they are that good. But
Dallas just ran Phoenix off the floor. So
that's true. Dallas is not good.
No. I like Anthony Edwards at 88. I'm gonna keep playing him. He was letting me down for like a half a game, and then he just exploded. So, dude, I'm gonna keep. Dude, 11 steals the last 2 games for him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
that feels like unsustainable. But there's also like a 35 real point game somewhere in there too without Towns.
Yep.
So
he had a 63 fantasy point game against Orlando. 56 fantasy point game against Memphis. So he's really good. So I like it there. Again, you mentioned this 11-point spread for Charlotte, Brooklyn. So I don't know if this is a good price for Rozier. Again, we said it. He's going to go out there and just fire 22 shots, hit 8 of them. So finish with 44 fantasy points. Like, this is what he's going to do. He's just going to shoot and shoot and shoot. And they'll lose or they'll keep it close. So again, contrarian tournament play. I'm in. I'll play Levine at 76, even though this one feels like it could get out of hand without Bradley Beal there. Zinger and Kuzma are still good plays if they can. And you've been on
Dude, the
top of
Bulls
it.
stink. The Bulls
Are
stink,
bad,
dude.
right? You've been
They're
saying the
bad.
Bulls bad. So, but I mean, again, Levine finally had that game. I've been touting on this podcast for months.
You sure have.
And it happened on a stupid Sunday slate. So, 16 of 28 for crying out loud in that game. And they still lost. He put up 41 actual and they still lost. So, but yeah, play as long as Levine's under 8K, play him. He's going to be worth the price there. Let's see. I guess Clay at 63 will play as well, even with all those guys out, right? So,
yeah, dude, if he's going to play, I mean, he's taking 23 shots a game or 20 shots a game with Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins on the floor. Like, he's going to be taking. How many shots does he take with him and Jordan Poole as the two primary options?
Yep. We talked about it the other day, like with Halliburton out, if we thought Peeled was a good option or not. 46 and 39 fantasy points on 2 games without Halliburton. So if Halliburton sits, I'll play your guy here at 61. Or does the Anthony Edwards probably defense worry you at all?
No, I mean the steals don't necessarily that could be a multitude of things. Being in the passing lanes, just so that doesn't necessarily worry me. Hield did that on a terrible night of shooting, and we know his ability to make shots at times. So, if there's no Halliburton, definitely on Hield. And I'm willing to go back to Mathurin too because he played 40 minutes. He started. He just missed everything.
Yeah.
He missed every shot. 4 of 16. The kid has been an elite scorer since the first game of the year. He didn't just lose that. So I would play both these Pacers guards in an elite spot.
Okay.
If Halliburton's out.
Any value? I mean, I guess Lonnie Walker would be pretty chalky if all those guys sit out. I mean, he starts and plays 30 minutes anyways. So $4,600 for him. Griffin's too expensive for me now. He played 30 minutes, but 5,100 just feels a bit much.
Yep, I agree there.
They started Daniels for the Pelicans the other day. If he starts, would
two in a row, I think. Yeah. I think he started 2 in a row.
Yeah, 31, 32, 28 minutes. Any interest here? Again, low floor.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. If he's in the starting lineup, but he lost out because Alvarado just went berserk. And
sure. Bogdan played 22 minutes in both of his first 2 games. He's 4,500. You think maybe he eventually sees a little uptick?
Yeah, I think this could be the game, 25, 26 minutes. And that's a great price tag for him.
Yep. Joe Harris keeps being out there at a really good price, 4,500 for him. 25, 29, 31, 25 minutes. As long as there's no Ben Simmons, he's going to play 30 minutes here.
Bingo. That's exactly right. As long as there's no Ben Simmons.
Yep. Kispert's at 44. Again, he was having some success. 30 and 31 minutes the last 2 games for him. $4,400. I think we're probably okay with that spot.
Yep. Decent. He very low floor. Yep. Tournaments only.
Yeah, for sure. Grimes played 40 minutes against Cleveland. He didn't do anything in it though, but he played 40.
Yeah, they gave there was a lot of talk. I saw a lot of talk about it was a reddish DMP. Healthy DMP. And people are just wondering what's going on.
So take that for however you want to take it. Quickly is also a tournament play. We say that all the time. He had 38 fantasy points in that game against Atlanta.
Dude, he is
that was his 16 rebound game.
He is it is lightning in a bottle with that dude.
Yep. You just never know where they're going to be coming from. I have no other shooting guards. I don't know if there's anybody for you.
I mean, I'm sure at some point somewhere in the industry is going to say, Will Barton's no Bradley Beal, Will Barton. But just there's no faith behind Will Barton this year.
I agree with you there. Who do you think plays for Wiggins? Is it Moody?
So they started. So this is interesting because they probably Moody or Kuminga, but Kuminga's probably going to start anyway because Draymond's out.
Right. Or Lamb starts for Draymond.
Yeah, that's probably what I would say. I would say between one of those guys.
Okay.
Moody or Lamb. Moody. I think 2 of Moody, Lamb, Kuminga start with Poole. It's Poole, Clay, Looney, right?
Yep.
Poole, Clay, Looney are the 3 that we can confirm as of this recording are not out. And then 2 of Lamb, Kuminga, Moody, I would think start.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, if Moody starts, dude, he's pretty good.
It's free. Yep. We saw him explode a few times last year, so can be a spot. All right, small forward here. Are you paying 10-8, 10-7 for Tatum or Durant?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can on both fronts. I mean, Tatum has, I think, the much tougher matchup, but that really hasn't mattered at all in Jason Tatum's world this year. And Durant is all about, will the game stay competitive? If it does, then sure. And if it doesn't, then you're screwed.
Right. Yeah, exactly. George returned the other day, played, he's at 9K. We didn't talk about a shooting guard, but he played 28 minutes.
Yeah. Not if there's going to be a limit.
Okay.
Not if there's going to be some type of limit there.
DeRozan, Markkanen, 83-82.
Yes, I'm fine on both. DeRozan, couple games skid here. I think him and the team are feeling ill effects of just like poor play and trade rumors and stuff. Shot attempts are kind of down for Markkanen here, John. I don't know, like 10, 15, 11. I know he got to the free throw line 9 times last game. You love to see that, but I would like to see the 18 shot attempt game against that he took against the Bulls, of course.
11 threes, yeah.
I would like that.
But he did have 11 threes against Golden State before when 5.
Now there's no Draymond and no Draymond. Like, good spot. Who's going to guard him here without Draymond or Wiggins?
I guess, right? Like,
yeah, it's a pretty good spot, I think.
7,500 for Banchero here. Does the Leonard George active play? Where are you here?
Dude, he was really good the other night. Like from a non-shooting perspective, because he took 15 free throws, 7 assists, 12 rebounds, kept him in that game for Milwaukee, against Milwaukee rather. Maybe. Both Kawhi and Paul George like looked pretty good. Both played 28 minutes, so like Banchero's obviously gonna cross paths with them. So
Leonard 72, he played 28 minutes, better spot.
Yeah, I think that feels better, right? Because he's so much cheaper than than Paul George's. So yeah, I could get behind some Kawhi 72. Not like a core play by any stretch of the imagination, because I mean just what he's been, but yeah, I could get behind that.
Middleton went 1 for 11 against Sacramento, against Orlando.
Not gonna happen again. Not gonna happen again.
7K against Sacramento here. Any interest?
So we're pretty much, he's going to give us what, 27 to 30 minutes probably, where he settles in.
I don't think he's going to play less than that. So 27 minutes.
So we know what he can be in 30. Especially if he gets bumped up to 30. Yeah, I'm game there.
Okay. Bojan, assuming everything's good there at 66, is probably a good price tag for him. Murphy at 6K.
You give me your thoughts on Murphy at 6K, because that's pushing it for me, but
I'd play him as long as he's starting still. He still takes some shots for me.
Okay.
All right. Any other value small forwards here?
I mean, we talked about Mathurin and we talked about Heald. Maybe Denny, 25 minutes. Minutes are down. They just mess with this guy's minutes so much, dude. Good to see TJ Warren back, 17, 18 minutes. I wonder what his role is going to be when he's like fully up to speed, I wonder what they do with Kyle Anderson here, because they didn't start him and he also benefited from Jaden McDaniels' foul trouble, and he played 31 minutes. He's been extremely popular. 4,700. Would you go to Kyle Anderson?
Yeah. Again, we talk about him all the time. He's, unexciting, but I think he can play them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'd go anywhere. Jalen Williams started, John. He started over Poku.
Yeah. I mean, again, if he's in the lineup, he's got some appeal there. I would still play, again, Jaden McDaniels if he doesn't get in foul trouble. We know what the upside can be for him. In these spots, so I think that's fine as well. What was the other one there?
Pat Will, 32 minutes last game.
The other McDaniels as well. Ford played a bunch.
Yeah, yep.
All right.
Yeah, I think Charlotte McDaniels is definitely a better play right now than Minnesota.
Yeah, Patrick Williams is starting over Javonte Green again. So if he's going to start and play 30 minutes, he'll have some interest there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for me.
Agreed.
Power forward guys here. Giannis is at 12-4 against Sacramento. Again, never going to tell you not to play the guy. 64 fantasy points the other day. He's in his bag. You can go there. There are times where I think he's too expensive on certain slates. This feels like a matchup where I could get you 60. I'm cool with it. If you wanted to spend up on it. Siakam could be in a great spot if everybody's out for the Lakers at 98. Yep. Had a really good game against Boston. 29, 8, and 7, 49 fantasy points. Great spot. But all of this is leading up. What price is too much for you when it comes to Zion here, James?
This one?
Is 9,600 too much for
I don't know because it's like he took a step back in the Denver game, obviously, with the 4 assists and the 6 rebounds, but he's been so dominant in both those facets the 2 games prior. Still got a block, still got a steal, still gave you 25 actual. I'd still pay it. Detroit's front court, Isaiah Stewart and Marvin Bagley are not exactly defensive first guys.
Right.
Stewart's good, hustles and all that good stuff, but yep. It's not as like primary.
They're one of the worst teams in the NBA against front courts. Bam is tearing them apart right now.
So I'd go Zion, especially against a team that has to. Are they traveling to New Orleans? They're heading to New Orleans after being in Miami. I don't know. Are they going to spend the night? Did they spend the night in Miami last night? Are they spending the night in Miami? And then they have to go to New Orleans? Probably not the
right.
Best trip for 22, 23, 24-year-olds.
Right. Kuzma's pretty elite anyways, but Beal, big usage rate bump for him.
Yep.
I really like Randall when he's under 8K. I get that Capella, is definitely a tough spot, but Jalen Johnson's not going to stop him really. So I don't mind Randall's shots here if you want a game stack Atlanta, New York. Yep. That's just a really good price tag for him there. And then Jaren Jackson against OKC will be a spot that I think many will go to.
Yeah,
this was his 50-point game too, by the way. 25 and 12 in this game.
Yeah, where you can dominate OKC is at the front court.
Yep.
They have nobody there. So Jaren Jackson definitely in play.
Yep. Let's see here. More mid-tier guys. You played the Mo Wagner? Are we going?
Do we already have news on Bamba? I think
I saw something on him earlier, right?
Mo Bamba is going to play.
He's going to play? Okay.
So probably takes me off of Wagner, unless he's starting. If they start Mo Wagner, then maybe. But I think they might go back to that more traditional Banchero, Bol.
Sure.
Well, not traditional, but the lineup that they were running earlier.
Okay. There's really nobody different for me than at power forward that we didn't already talk about at small forward. How about for you? Is there anybody that we might have missed?
Jalen Smith has been pretty good in a couple of games lately. 28 minutes against Golden State. It was 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Do we have Miles Turner news yet? He started at center. Miles Turner listed questionable. So Jalen Smith likely starts at center.
Jalen Johnson's 4,100. We talked about
Jalen Johnson for sure.
Briefly, but he would be a guy.
Yeah, he got in foul trouble. He actually left that game with an injury too.
Yeah, he came back. Yeah,
came back. So yeah, Jalen Smith, 5K.
You mentioned Najee Marshall the other day. I know they have some guys back, but 20 minutes in both of those games, 20 fantasy points in both of those games.
Well, Herb's still out. Yeah. So with Herb out, I think that Najee Marshall is still gonna see plenty of time.
Kuminga's 3,400, so if he starts, he'll be super chalk.
Yeah, I think him. We didn't mention Anthony Lamb either. One or both of those guys you could play.
Yep. All right. Center position here. Let's see here. Sabonis probably not against Milwaukee. You think they sit anybody? They sat Brooke Lopez the other day. They sat Grayson Allen. Think Milwaukee sits anybody here?
Maybe. And like you said, they sat him for just rest. They were just looking for days off. So yeah, there's definitely a possibility they set him just for.
Porzingis, obviously at 92, will probably be a pretty popular play here. Let's see. I still like Gobert. I don't know. I know that.
Don't be a fish. He stinks.
I know. He's got to be better.
We think that, but
he got ejected in 9 minutes in the best spot possible for a center, but he had 6 points and 4 rebounds in those.
I know. It's not that I think he's bad. Like we didn't mention D'Angelo Russell at point guard either, who
Yeah.
has been good, 40 fantasy points in back-to-back games. Like there's just like nobody passing him the ball. Like Anthony Edwards is not passing him the ball. Like D'Angelo Russell's taken 32 shots in the last 2 games without Karl-Anthony Towns. Like nobody's getting him the ball. I mean, sure, I'm not disagreeing with you that like in theory this is a smash spot, just like last game.
Yeah.
But like, just he's just bad.
Sure.
Like right now, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. He's just been bad.
I like Capella, but he gave you 14 and 16, and that was only 37 fantasy points. So like, he
Yep.
just doesn't give
Nothing
you
else.
anything
Nothing
else.
else.
So kind of hard to pay the 67, even though we do like
Agreed.
that spot. Claxton at 62. You know, it's a good spot against Charlotte, but do they hang in this game long enough for him to matter? He had 39 fantasy points in 25 minutes against them earlier this year. So tournament play probably for you.
Yeah, he's a fantasy point per minute freak, dude.
Yeah.
He is a fantasy point per minute freak.
I think was this the Olympic ceiling game? 34 fantasy points, 21 actual against Golden State. Again, I like Kelly O, $5,900. So
Yep, tournaments.
and we talked about Bamba, can play him there as well. I mean, Adams could be in a really good spot here again because it is OKC. Yep. Only 25 minutes in that first game, 6 and 7, so nothing spectacular fantasy point wise, but something to look at there. Horford's been pretty steady. They'll have him out there. Anybody else?
Robinson Earl's been,
Mitch Rob's still playing 30 minutes.
yeah, Robinson Earl's been
4
playing
total
minutes.
shot attempts the last 2 games for Mitchell Robinson though, so need to see those pop a little bit more. But
Yeah, definitely need to see those. And if not, we need the 20 rebounds from the Milwaukee game.
Looney probably actually pretty interesting at 46 with everybody out.
Yep, he's a very good passer too, so we could see like 14 minutes stunk against Indiana because that was like a competitive game the whole time.
No idea why he only played 14 minutes in that game.
Yeah,
honestly, there's no rhyme or reason for it. So I'm just going to assume that I don't know. I don't know what to assume there.
Kuminga was really good. Okay, there's something interesting here though. I will say.
Sure.
The Warriors. I remember seeing this earlier today.
They called up Wiseman.
Yep. So do we see Looney sit? Is that why you're calling up? Is that a correlation here?
Maybe. Well, we'll watch it. They should be playing Wiseman anyways, but just the rebounds upside for Looney's been pretty good. So if he starts at 46, I'm in.
Agreed.
Robinson Earl, you're right. Maybe a tougher matchup for him, but still a guy that's been playing minutes. So
just playing minutes.
Yep.
That's it.
Naz Reid, 30 minutes the other night.
Yeah, that was the Gobert throwout.
Ejection game, right?
But 22-30 the last 2. Like Gobert foul trouble, 23 minutes. Gobert ejection, 30 minutes. Like, if Turner starts and gets Gobert in foul trouble, you're stumbling into Naz Reid again.
Yep. All right, let's make our lineup. Who's our core?
Who's your favorite spend up? Because I think Zion was probably. I don't even know if we need to spend all the way up. We go like Zion, like Porzingis, or Zion Kuzma.
Zion works for me. Yeah, Zion works for me. Power forward, that works. Let's see, Zion, power forward. Porzingis at center is fine. Do you want to go Kawhi at 72?
Let's come back to that. Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Let's go point guard here. We like a lot of these mid tier. Oh, Jordan Poole, obviously.
Yeah, and Clay, right?
Yeah.
Probably just run them both.
Yep.
Do we play the cum bucket?
Do you think he's for sure in? Yeah.
I mean, he played 24 minutes. He's like back in their rotation. That was with everybody healthy.
Okay.
Like
we need value, so he's fine. 3,400.
He feels inevitably playing 30 minutes for Golden State.
Joe Harris. Let's play Joe Harris.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Harris, Kispert, or Bojan, or Bogdan rather. Which one?
I mean, Bogdan I think has probably the highest ceiling, but we just don't know what the minutes are, right? Like it's the ceiling, but we don't know the minutes. So Harris tentatively. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do Harris tentatively. Save for floor. So 52.50 for a guard and a utility play here. Markel Fultz is 52.
Hell yeah.
You want to go Markel? And then 5,300 for a util. is let's see, Monty Morris is there. Jalen Smith is 5K. Mitch Rob's 49. The other Jalen McDaniels. Want to go to the other McDaniels?
Yeah.
At 49?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go there, McDaniels.
Let's see here. Oh, is there a 56 guard we might have liked more than Fultz? There. Nembhard's 56. You want to go Nembhard over Markelle here, or do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we go Nembhard, but we just don't know the Halliburton news. Halliburton played through like a sprained ankle the day after he got it.
We'll tentatively play Nembhard, and we'll pivot down to Markelle if that switches off. So, lineup here. Poole, Thompson, Harris, Zion, Porzingis, Nembhard, Kuminga, and Jalen McDaniels. No money left on the board here. James Grande will be on your playbook for Wednesday. If you have any questions, get us in Discord and Twitter, and we will catch you guys later.